now move to Canada. Perfect, precisely, to say welcome to MissyBk. Missy, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, and I'm really happy that you invited me over today.
So, how are you, Missy?
I'm doing pretty fine, just that it's cold outside, but I'm doing okay.
Right. The last time you were on this show, we were talking music, but it looks like we're talking some other thing.
That's right.
And I understand you are the verge of launching a foundation which will certainly be geared towards humanitarian activities. First, what is the name of that foundation, Missy?
The name of the foundation is MissyBk Foundation.
MissyBk Foundation. For how long have you nursed this plan, and what motivated you to come up with this idea, Missy?
You know, while growing up, I think my mother actually inspired me. Growing up, you know, I'm not from this rich or wealthy home, but at least we had something to eat. But I still remember back in the days, you know, the house used to be full. And even though my mom didn't have a lot to put on the table, she still managed to, you know, help others out there. Or she used to go to the village and adopt kids to help them. So sometimes I asked her, how do you do that? And she always had one answer to give to me. You don't need to have $1 million to help somebody.
Right.
You really want to help somebody, and you have a piece of bread you can share with that person. And I lived with this all my life, and along the way, I always told myself that, you know, no one should be homeless, lonely, or sad, or afraid, you know, to enjoy life. And I promised myself that whenever, you know, I start this musical career, I will try to use the benefits of it to give hope to the hopeless back in my home country. And that's how I came up with the foundation.
So, what exactly is the mission of the MissyBk Foundation, and what is your vision as well?
My vision is actually to give hope to the hopeless, and my vision is to support, you know, I look at Cameroon as a rich country, you know, and every child living in Cameroon is unique and deeply inspiring with the stories that you hear from them. And having and knowing that there are so many orphans out there, and with the outbreak of HIV and AIDS, leaving so many homes and so many kids without parents, actually put me in the mood to help some of those children out there and give hope to them, because you see that they actually have the desire to go to school. They have the desire to be somebody tomorrow, but they don't have the means to become what they actually want to be. So my vision is to send them back to school and give them education. And I also have the desire to give hope to sick kids suffering from life-threatening diseases. Like, I also have the Make-A-Wish, which is to give hope. For example, if a child is sick, for example, with HIV and AIDS, or with cancer, with sickle cell, you know, these children, even though they are like dying or they're suffering from a deadly disease, it does not mean that they don't have hope or dreams or things that they wish to have, or a place where they want to live. So my goal is to give them hope and give them a chance to make one of their dreams come true.
Now,
so it's all about, you know, giving hope to the hopeless.
Right. Giving hope to the hopeless. Missy, we're talking about a country that is so vast with over 20 million people. How are you going to sample your target group? How are you going to select these kids who are less privileged and deal with?
You know, I always tell myself that if you cannot help 100, you can at least help one person. And I don't have to focus on where I come from. I come from Com and I come from Bamenda. My vision is not to focus on Bamenda alone. I know I'm now sponsoring 5 children in Bamenda, 5 orphans. They lost both parents, and the kids are really intelligent. So when I got to know them, I thought it wise. That was after I went on my tour,
Right.
a Canadian tour for the music. So when I talked to them, I realized that I really have to do something. So after my first musical tour that I had in Canada, I used my first real pay as a musician, as an artist, to sponsor these children and send them back to school. They're all in Form 2 and they have wonderful grades. They have 18 on 20, 19 on 20, 20 on 20. They're really brilliant children. And so after this first experience, I told myself, there are a lot of kids out there, not only in Bamenda, who need help, who need that support. So I told myself, I will look in every province. I will look in the rural areas. I don't have to focus on those that already have, because those that already have something, that they're already making a living, but I'm struggling to look at the less important, those that are almost forgotten, to bring out the best in them. So that's why my next spot now is Buya. I decided to focus more in Buya, and this Sunday, my foundation will be organizing a Christmas party for 38 orphans down there.
Right.
And the hope is just to give back, to give them hope. Sometimes these children, they also have the desire to know that somebody's thinking about them. They
Now,
also have,
right. So, Missy, this is an activity that is always carried out in the form of a project, and MissyBk as an individual can't carry on the task alone. So you definitely need some sponsors and
no,
donor
I can't
organizations.
do it alone.
So do you have sponsors and donor organizations who are ready to work with you?
Since I just started, I'm actually like the first one sponsoring the children. That was my first bid that I did. It was alone. I actually worked to save the money to do the first project. And for this one on Sunday, I actually raised the money through my last shows as well. And then a couple of friends donated some money. They donated $200 extra to what I saved all along. So I think at the moment, since it's still starting, I'm depending more on the shows that I'll be having, because most of my shows, my musical shows, will go in for this foundation. Anything that I earned from the shows will be pushed into this kids back at home. And I'll be much more grateful if people can step in, to contribute something for this cause. You don't actually have to give the money to the foundation, but if you think that you yourself, you can take one child in Cameroon and make that child's life better, that will be great. And as well, we are encouraging others to join us in this movement to make Cameroon a better place.
Okay, let us go back to the events you'll be having in Buya this weekend. Do you have the local authority of that town coming in to support?
Actually, it's very difficult for me working from here back at home, because I'm trying to coordinate everything. So I found the 2 ladies that will be working with me from Cameroon. So they are working hand in hand with the orphanage in Southwest, in Buya. But at the moment, the only support that is coming is from me. So I don't think any officials in Cameroon are helping. Now, maybe it's because we did not approach them.
And
no, maybe that's why, because we haven't really mobilized people to give in funds or support.
Right. And if you have any appeal to such officials, what would you be telling them now?
Tell them not to focus on those that already have, but they should try to focus on those that need help the most. Because sometimes I'm realizing back at home is that the rich are getting richer and getting poorer every day. So if we can try to shift our attention a little bit, not so much, I'm not saying that we should ignore those that already have, but if we can just shift our mindset a little bit to feel a little bit what those children feel in their shoes,
right.
We will not think twice, but we will just act, and see, because if you save one child, let's say we send one child to school, it doesn't end there. If this child goes to school and have his ordinary level, advanced level, and the child graduates, look, this child will turn back and help another person. And you see that it will be a chain. It's like a chain reaction. It's all about love, If you share a lot of love to many people, you see that the world will be a better place. There will be a lot more love in the world than hate. And if they can focus on that, that will be amazing.
Okay, now, Missy, this last question. I'm just imagining a scenario where MissyBk travels to Cameroon and visits an orphanage, within the backdrop of your activities. And like you say, you want to put a smile on the faces of these children. And one of the ways you're doing it is performing one of your songs. And this little girl comes up and says, Missy, I love what you just did, and I also want to be an artist like you. Are you going to encourage that child to become a musician?
You've just said something. I was talking to my daughter the other day, and I was singing. She stepped up to me. She told me, Mama, I want to be exactly like you. I want to be a singer. That was the most difficult question, the most difficult thing for me to answer back. But I think for me to tell this child, what I can tell this child is that you can be whatever you want to be. And if you think you can reach the sky, you will reach the sky as long as you believe that you can. The thing I would encourage them to do is to focus more on school. Education is something really great. You don't only go to school to get the knowledge, but to educate yourself. And educating yourself will also help you to reach where you want to be. Even if you're a singer or a doctor or a model or whoever you want to be, you just need to believe in whatever dream you have, and it will come to pass. And I think that
MissyBk, bien parlé. Thank you so much, Missy. Thank you. Thank you so much. I think we'll find time and come back to this other side of you. I think it's quite interesting, and we encourage other artists to look into this. Thank you so much, Missy.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay, her name is MissyBk, MissyBk, the philanthropist this time. Let's have some music now. Then we open the doors for our main topic of the day.